Take me to your paradise. 천국 문이 닫힌다. 별이 쏟아지는다. Kiss me in the cold moonlight. 빨리 꺼내줘. 나를 데려가줘. My home.
Hello everyone, this is Sugawara's Fist and welcome back to another video. I really don't have anything to say, so let's just get into the video. I hope y'all enjoy it. In real life. I'm sorry. Save that for later, let's go. 7:30 p.m. Kitten, I'm so sorry. Kuro, for the 30th time apologized to Kenma but got no reply. After Bokito left to go to Akashi's house, Kenma and Kuro also left the coffee shop. Kuro knows that he has to apologize to Akashi and Bokito mainly, but Kenma's pissed and annoyed expression is telling him that he should also apologize to him. The two are walking home to Kuro's house. Kenma wanted to go home, but his parents are out of town and the house door is locked because they thought that Kenma is gonna spend his night at Kuro's house. Babe, please look at me. Kuro pleaded with the most cute and pleady eyes. Kenma's heart melts into goo, but he regained his composure and continued to ignore his boyfriend. Kuro pouts and tries to hug Kenma from behind, but the shorter boy aggressively shook his arms away. Kenma crossed his arms and tried to walk faster but went back to his original pace after 30 seconds. Fuck, I'm tired. We're home. Kuro yelled while removing his shoes without using his hands. They're finally home and Kenma is still ignoring him. Kuro knows that he has to find out why his boyfriend is so pissed, but knowing Kenma, he's probably gonna have a hard time in doing so. Welcome home, is Kenma-kun with you? Kuro's mom peeked through the corner while holding a spatula. She moved his head, while trying to look for his son's boyfriend. Yes auntie, I'm here. Kenma said in a very cold tone that sent shivers through Kuro's spine. Mrs. Kuro kept her smile while asking Kenma some questions. The boy would nod occasionally before going upstairs to Kuro's room. The moment Kuro heard the faint sound of his room's door closing, he immediately felt two fingers pinching his ear. Ow, Mom. Shut up, I have something to ask you. Kuro's mom dragged him to the kitchen and he can't help but to groan in pain. They arrived at the kitchen and Kuro's mom lets go of his ear. Kuro hissed in pain before reaching for his ear, and he immediately felt how hot it is from how hard his mother twisted it. That hurts, Mom. Why did you do that? What did you do to Kenma? Mrs. Kuro's expression immediately changed. From the happy and outgoing mom, her expression is now suspicious and angry. I didn't do anything. Oh please Tetsuro, don't lie to me, what did you do? Trust me, I'm your son. That's just another reason for me to not trust you. Now tell me, or do you want me to slice your ears and put it in the stew that I'm making? Kuro was taken aback by his mom who's screaming like crazy, and that's all it took for Kuro to give up and just spill what his mom wants to hear. They sat at the table and Kuro told the whole story about how he's trying to comfort his best friend and ended up being on a blind date. Kuro's mom was so angry because she thought that her son was cheating on his boyfriend. She even ranted for about 5 minutes about how Kuro should never cheat on Kenma because if he does, she's gonna disown him. Kuro proceeded on explaining the whole thing and his mom eventually believed him. Do you really think that the reason why he's angry is just because of Akashi? No. Then start with that. You're matured enough to handle this by yourself, Tetsu. Now go to your boyfriend and I better see a smile from him by tomorrow. Okay, thanks Mom. But why does it feel like you like him better than me? Because he's cuter. Now go. Kuro shook his head while grinning, knowing that he totally agrees with his mom. Kenma is the cutest person Kuro will ever land his eyes on. Kuro fixed the strap of his bag before going upstairs. He was nervous, and with heavy and slow footsteps he arrived in front of the door of his room. He was about to knock but immediately realized that it was a dumb idea since it was his room. Kuro twisted the knob and pushed the door open. The lights were turned off but there was still a dim light radiating from one of the corners of the room. Kuro turns the lights on, revealing Kenma, who's sitting at the corner of Kuro's bed while playing on his Nintendo Switch with a blanket wrapped around his body. Kuro stopped himself from running towards his boyfriend and just rained him with kisses. He has to do something first. And that is to find out why Kenma is really pissed. Ken. Kuro called Kenma. Kuro had Kenma's attention for a split second when Kenma took a glance at him. A smile creeped on Kuro's lips, but it immediately went away when Kenma proceeded to ignore Kuro again. Kuro lets out a sigh, then closed the door behind him. He placed his bag near Kenma's and removes his socks before slowly crawling towards his boyfriend. Kuro succeeded in squeezing himself behind Kenma. Kenma is now in between Kuro's legs, with his focus still on the game. Kuro slowly snakes his arms around Kenma's body, and he grins when the boy didn't have any bad side reaction. Kuro hugs Kenma and buries his face on the shorter guy's neck. Kenma shrugged his shoulder in tries of stopping Kuro from sniffing his neck but failed. He lets out a quiet sigh before continuing on playing the game. Kuro chuckles in a low and baritone voice when he saw Kenma getting killed by the opponent. Kenma immediately presses the quit button and proceeded on playing a different game, ignoring the blush that was formed on his face. His voice is gonna be the death of me. The couple stayed like that for another 20 minutes, but Kuro decided to break the silence with a question that triggered Kenma a little. Are you jealous? Kuro asked with his arm still on Kenma's waist. The question ticked something inside Kenma, and it immediately destroyed his gaming mood. Kenma slouched his back and turned his Switch off. He places it on Kuro's study table. Kenma grabbed Kuro's arm and pulled it away from his waist. The latter decided to not fight it and just let Kenma remove his grasp from him. Kuro watches Kenma, as he struggles in changing his position. Now, they're facing each other, with Kenma still covered in a blanket and also in between Kuro's legs. Can you ask the question again? Are you jealous of the girl from the coffee shop earlier? Kuro hesitantly asked the question again. Kenma dropped his head low, embarrassed of what he's about to say. I'm so jealous. Kenma confessed, and Kuro's heart immediately swelled with guilt. Kuro reached out for Kenma to hug him once again, and the other willingly lets it happen. Kuro wraps his arms around Kenma's body, and Kenma slowly snakes his arms around Kuro's torso. Kenma always gets jealous of the people that gets too close to Kuro, but he rarely shows it or says it. Kuro is not the most oblivious person, and that's why he's so angry at himself for not realizing things much earlier. I'm sorry baby, I shouldn't have went to the blind date, I shouldn't have suggested that idea to Bokuto in the first place. Kuro whispers to Kenma's ears. I don't want to lose you Tetsuro. Kuro was immediately hit with guilt and sadness at the same time. He felt Kenma's arms hugging him tighter, showing that the boy is on the verge of tears. You'll never lose me, okay? I will never leave, I'll always be with you until I die. I'm sorry for being mad at you. Kenma whispers, failing to not let any sob out. Kuro heard Kenma's shortness of breath and he immediately pulled away from the hug. Kuro looked at Kenma, whose tears were streaming down his cheeks, while sobbing at a slow and consistent pace. Kuro felt so sorry and hugged him again, tighter this time. You don't have to be sorry kitten, I should be the one who's saying sorry. Kenma removes the blanket that was wrapped around his body and rested his forehead on Kuro's shoulder along with his arms, that's also hooked on Kuro's shoulder. Kuro wraps his arms on Kenma's waist, while rubbing his back to comfort him. What if you suddenly find someone that's so much better than me and shhhhhhh, babe, listen to me. I will never leave you, understand? How can I find someone better than you when you're already the best thing that happened to me? Kuro exclaimed, but it still didn't stop Kenma from shaking and sobbing. I'm so sorry baby, I love you Kenma, I love you so much that I'll do anything just to make you happy. You'll kill a person for me? Kenma deadpanned, but Kuro didn't back out. Depends on the situation. The two laughed while still not letting go of each other. Kenma took a moment to compose himself before smiling at his lovely boyfriend. You're so beautiful Kenma, I love you. Kuro whispers that made the smaller boy blush. Kenma lightly smacks Kuro's chest and the taller guy just smiles at him as a reply. I love you too Kuro. The next morning. Akashi, I'm so sorry. Kuro yelled through the phone with the most apologetic tone ever. Kuro and Kenma spend the rest of the night together while being cuddly and clingy to each other, but somehow, Kenma suddenly became pissed once again. It's fine Kuro-san. I'm so sorry. Kuro yelled once again, then Kenma snatched the phone from him. Kuro watched his boyfriend while gritting his teeth in fear. I'll kill him later, anyways, is everything okay now? Yeah, thanks Kenma. No problem. Bye, I'm hanging up, don't kill Kuro. I'm making no promises. Akashi hangs up the call and Kenma throws the phone on the bed and glared at Kuro with the most murderous expression. Kenma started to walk towards Kuro with a psychotic smile on his face. Kitten, why are you walking like that? Didn't you hear what I said earlier? Kitten, I'm sorry, please don't kill me, I love you. Kuro immediately does the dogza and shuts his eyes tight while waiting for Kenma's response. The fear Kuro was feeling suddenly disappeared when he heard a faint laugh coming from his boyfriend. He lifted his head up and saw Kenma, sitting on the bed while giggling and staring at Kuro. I won't kill you Kuro, don't worry. Kenma smiled jokingly while Kuro was just there, staring at Kenma with a dumbfounded expression. Babe, that's mean. Hee, so we. Kenma smiled and Kuro's heart felt so much awe when the latter intentionally slurred his words. Kuro chuckled before tackling his boyfriend on the bed. I love you so much kitten. Love you too Tetsu.